In an interview with a local TV station, Rigathi Gachagua was asked if he will run for presidency in 2027 despite being impeached. This is what he had to say.
I'm a presidential candidate.
But you have legal issues.
I have no issues. None whatsoever.
So legally you are allowed to run for presidency?
What the law says is the right to vie for office is absolute. And
Even
as
if
long
you've been impeached?
as long as you have not exhausted all the legal remedies available to you, all the way to the Supreme Court, you must be allowed to vie. You know, you saw the Sirisia MP, he was jailed for 74 years. Convicted, he was in prison. He was allowed to run, he was elected, and the Court of Appeal vindicated him and quashed the conviction. Had he stopped from running, he would have denied his right.
That video, you can clearly see that Rigathi Gachagua is stating that he will be allowed to vie for presidency if indeed he wanted to run in 2027. How true is this? I think he is lying, and I believe that something might be extraordinarily go right for him to be able to be president, and especially given the fact that the courts and the current government are against the idea of Rigathi Gachagua running for president. Because let us be honest, the strongest opposition leader at the moment is Rigathi Gachagua. Whether you like it or not, the others are not a challenge to William Ruto at all. So, there is a huge problem for Rigathi Gachagua if he wants to run for presidency. Because in this country, if you want to run for president, you only need to have a degree, be a Kenyan, have a vote, have an ID card, and all those basic, have a political party. But you see, Rigathi Gachagua has a problem. The Constitution of Kenya clearly states that after the impeachment of any individual, he is not allowed to run for any public office for the next 10 years. But in this case, Rigathi Gachagua is saying that he is going to run for president. I want to analyze this case and see what he means by this, and see if there are any loopholes that Rigathi Gachagua is trying to use in court so that he can be allowed to run for president. And I have been looking at the Constitution, looking bit by bit and Googling to see if there is any chance for Rigathi Gachagua to be allowed to vie in 2027, and I found 5 reasons why he might be around. And underline the word might, because it's not a must. These are just things that I have analyzed and I have come up with 5 reasons I believe Rigathi Gachagua might be allowed by the court to run for president in 2027. Number 1 reason is procedural unfairness. You see, Rigathi Gachagua, when he was being impeached in Senate, when it came to the time for him to be heard by the senators, he did not show up. He went and said that he has been hospitalized because of chest pains. You see, whether that was a lie or true, works very well for Rigathi Gachagua at this moment. Because he can go to court and say that he was hospitalized and therefore the Senate did not give him a fair hearing. Because after the lawyer stated that Rigathi Gachagua has been hospitalized, they proceeded with the impeachment without Rigathi Gachagua explaining himself to the Senate. And they ended up impeaching him that night. Rigathi Gachagua and his lawyers, led by Paul Muite, could come with a solution and say that the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua was unconstitutional given the fact that he was not given a fair hearing. I think this is somewhere in the Constitution. I don't know if that could work. I'm just guessing these things. But I know that that could be a loophole that he could use. And that is number 1. Let us go to number 2. Number 2 is the constitutional appointment of High Court bench that was created by Philomena Mwilu, the Deputy Chief Justice, to hear the case of Rigathi Gachagua. You see, they might argue that Deputy Chief Justice does not have the jurisdiction or the mandate to appoint a 3-judge bench to hear such a case. and that is true according to the constitution. They might decide that because of that matter, there were some procedural errors within the appointment of. I don't think that could reverse the impeachment, but I think that is some loophole they could piece together and create a case that could lead to the Rigathi Gachagua being allowed to run for president or any other position that he might want to run for. The third reason is in the constitution there is some ambiguity on whether you can actually run when there's a judicial process regarding your case in court. You see, this guy was trying to say that whenever there is a judicial case or pending conservatory orders in your case, you could be allowed to run for president until the case is concluded. But I want to state this: there is nowhere in the constitution where it says that you can be allowed to run for any political seat if the conservatory orders or the judicial process is still ongoing regarding your impeachment. The fourth reason I believe this could be the case is he could argue there was insufficient public participation. If you think about it, this public participation was done within a day. It was rushed. Everybody was not everybody was involved. Although the constitution does not say that everybody should be involved, but they could say that that thing was rushed. And also they could say that some people demonstrated. I don't know if there were people that demonstrated. I believe there are some loopholes. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just guessing these things. But the confidence that I see Rigathi Gachagua with, I think his lawyers have assured him that they might argue a case that even if they don't, he is not reinstated as the deputy president, they might find a loophole that will delay his impeachment or will delay the legality of his impeachment such that he can be allowed to vie for any political seat. And the fifth reason that I decided to, this one is not very important, but I can see that there is judicial authority. The judiciary has authority to scrutinize the activities of parliament. You know, judiciary and the parliament are two arms of the government, and it is not right for the judiciary to interfere with the political thing that happened in parliament. But as we have seen before, we have seen governors being impeached and going to court, meaning that the judiciary is allowed to scrutinize the It's allowed to scrutinize the constitutionality of impeachment, because as we can see, there have been governors that have been people have tried to impeach them, but they have been saved by the court. So you can see all these things will be pieced together so that Rigathi Gachagua so that a decision can be made on whether Rigathi Gachagua can run for president. Other than that, I don't know much more, and if I know more, I will continue updating you if Rigathi Gachagua is really qualified to be president or deputy president or any political seat. And if you know more than I know, you can tell me in the comment section, or if you believe, do you believe that Rigathi Gachagua can make a good president? For me, I'm not sure, because I have not seen him in the political seat for long for me to decide. He was only in power in 2 years. The rest of the choices, like Matiang'i, have been in power for 10 years. Kalonzo has been in power for many years. We have more information about those people, but we have less information about Rigathi Gachagua, because Rigathi Gachagua, most people have known him only when he was deputy president. Before that, people did not know him. We don't have enough information to conclude whether he is a good leader or not. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and God bless you.